In this last of the Twilight Princess Pack videos, we're going to look very, very quickly at the new additions that aren't related to battling. The first of which is the level cap increase, which is now 150, and as you can see, I have Link at 113, I have Zelda at 101, other characters are pretty low down there, but obviously we have Twilight Midna added in with her weapon, the Mirror. We have Zelda's Dominion Rod, and Link with the spinner from his amiibo. The other big change in the... Well, we'll go... Okay, badge market really quick. Twilight Midna's badges are based on Saya stuff and Dodongo stuff. So, Saya, I don't remember who else uses it, but I don't really think a lot of people use it, so she could get that easily. And then King Dodongo stuff, Link uses it, but once you get him done, or if you have him done, it's easier to fill her stuff out. I just need the Re-Dead Knight Ashes. The training dojo, obviously we could... Yeah, you can get her up to that for 7 million rupees. Which I obviously don't have. The Apothecary has the other big change, and this is these three abilities down here. Item power-up, all of your items are permanently powered up for the battle. The mixture effect for Guard Breaker allows your warrior to break an enemy's guard. And SP replenishing has your special attack gauge continually replenish. I haven't used it yet, but I would assume it's like when you have low health and your SP gauge fills up slowly. Now you may notice these also cost a lot of generics. So if we go to, like, say, SP replenishing, as you can see, you can now have 999 of each of the items. And you just press X to auto-prepare it, and I'm not going to do it because I'm not going into a fight, but you can load up the number needed very quickly. So we're on the Twilight Pack map, and the Twilight Pack map is obviously shaped different than the previous maps. It is, if you turn it on its side clockwise, it'll be the shape and positioning of the Twilight Princess overworld map. This is the Ordon area, and you sort of move up from here. The big thing for exploring are these teleport pads. And as you can see, some are green and some are red. What happens is, and you can see that they connect to each other by the size increase. And what happens is, when you finish the fight associated to them, you can then use the Okoko card right here to teleport to the other pad. So if you look, like, if you didn't want to, like, do all 4 of these fights and then this fight to get into the, rest of the map, you could do these 2 fights and then this fight and then teleport to the other one if you had an Okoko. And what I did was I came out here and I sort of explored around, and then I came up to this teleport pad, which sent me over here because I wanted to get Saya's and Link's costumes, and then I hopped over the gap here to go up here and get Link's 8-bit weapon. And now I can explore into this area. Now, one of the key things about this map, and that's pretty interesting, is it's almost like it has its own little story going on. Because if we were to go through here to this map? No. This map, you'll see it's listed as Final Battle, defeat the Beast of the Jungle. This is like a normal defeat the Island Beast or whatever beast stage. But it's sort of like these areas all have a boss fight near the end of them. So this one is right here, or right here. And it's, Final Battle, defeat the Dragon Volcano. And then you move on to, like, these last couple areas. And then you can move around some more. So it's a pretty interesting setup there. And there are obviously costumes around that you need to use the items to find. So the items, speaking of which, the Okoko items, which I pointed out, let you use the teleporters. The claw shots act exactly like the hook shot in the regular adventure mode map. So I had to use one here, which isn't present anymore, but I think there's one... Ooh, where is it? Is it here? No. I know there's a hook shot in here somewhere. It is exactly like the claw shot from before. Yeah, there's a claw shot pad on that. I think the center area is like the Castletown area. Anyways, the torch acts like the Great Fairy Harp. You light it up to make enemies appear, and let's see if there's one in here. I know I saw one. Oh, the pot here, you put it on those panels to reveal the area. Yeah, the torch, you'll notice what the torch looks like. Yeah, there it is in the middle there. There are water bombs, which is what that rock is. There are fish in some of the... There are fish, like right there, which you use this on, which is the fishing rod. There are normal bombs, and in this they break boulders instead of blow holes in the walls. The spinners go into like a little ratchet space. I haven't actually had to use one yet, but they go in a little ratchet space. And the digging mitts act like the digging mitts have always acted. The last item are these. The Tears of Light. And they clear out a Twilight effect. Oh, yeah, this would be where a torch is, down at the bottom. And then the area on the thing on the left would be a pot switch. But if you look, it says no item attacks destroy the enemy with the boosted morale. What happens on a Twilight map with the Twilight effect up is you can't see the enemies on your map, and you have a Twilight rule in effect while the Twilight effect is up. In this case, no item attacks. And they could be something like, that's actually a really easy one to deal with in my opinion, but they could also be like no special attacks. Or no focus spirit, I think is another one. So it's a good idea to get these before you want to take down a Twilight map area. And I think that about covers it for how the map operates. Oh, and I'll point out one other thing. There are new types of fights. And there's Protect the Bombshoe maps, which are like the Protect the Bombshoes in a real fight, but it's not a real fight. You just protect your bombshoes. These are new, the team up and defeat the enemy forces. You're presented with an option of 2 characters, and you team up with one character and the other becomes your enemy. And then another set of characters show up and you pick from one of the 2 to team up with, and then you fight the enemy forces. And that has a lot to do with tactics and strategy on who would work great against who going forward in those fights. And then the other new type of fight is put an end to the enemy's divisive plan, and this has the enemies as enemy heroes are dark versions of the characters, and as you get them down to like 2/3 health, and they'll split. And when they split, it becomes more and more difficult because there are more heroes around you. And they'll keep splitting. So I think there are 4 copies floating around. So technically you can have like 8 heroes around you if you're not careful. And I think that just about covers all of the new things. A lot of the fights have like new text too. So it's like there's still the standard fight types and things, but yeah, defeat the disorderly forces is just a new leisurely cuckoo outing. Yeah, new text. Learn the key. Oh, that's another new one. Learn the key to balance attacks. This will present you with, say, 2 Moblins in this case. 2 or 3 Moblins. 2 or 3 Redeads, and 2 or 3 Aeroflos. And you have to defeat the paired enemies at the same time. Kind of difficult. And then, like, in this one, a new thing that showed up was rampaging soldiers and a negotiator that would make them stop rampaging and rejoin you. Now we're done with the map. You pretty much explore around like all the other adventure mode maps, but the teleporters make it interesting because you can end up over here, which is a much higher level area, pretty early in your map exploration. So it can be pretty difficult. So next up we're going to look at the costuming real quick. So for costumes we're going to start with Link with the 8-bit power bracelet. It's Gold Link. And the power bracelets are, they're big, blocky, with the gray gloves and the silly looking raft. And that's Gold Link. I haven't gotten all the costumes, but we can look at some of them. Zelda, I got the standard robes, Twilight, which are a reference to A Link to the Past, and probably my favorite of her costumes so far. Then, let's see, I got Ruto's, which is Rutella from Twilight Princess, just pink. And I haven't actually gotten a lot of them, and I may or may not post the rest that I get. Saya gets Lana, but predominantly blue instead of white. And then Lana got Link as her colors. And that should cover everything so far. Yep. So that would be that little spiel about the Twilight Pack. It's really difficult. It's still pretty fun, though. I think leveling up characters would help a lot in dealing with the difficulty, because a lot of the stages seem geared towards level 150 characters, or at least level 100 plus characters, especially in the bigger difficulty areas to the left and in the upper areas. So just be warned, it is harder. So thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video, and there will probably be a mix of older stuff and Twilight Pack stuff being posted in the next couple weeks, including Skulltulas and getting 8-bit weapons and all that stuff. All that jazz. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great afternoon. Link, you're a big, big dork. I mean, especially on this thing, you big dork.